Great Shabbos, everybody. This week's Parsha is out of Sh'lach. We have the incident in which Moshe Rabbeinu sends the spies into the land of Israel. They come back with a very discouraging report. This causes Klal Yisrael to lift their voices in tears and stating that they must return to Egypt. This is met with a harsh criticism. And despite Moshe Rabbeinu's intervention through prayer, it is decreed that the spies themselves who brought back this evil report, they perished immediately, and the rest of Klal Yisrael had to wander for a total of 40 years in the desert. And this took place on the 9th of Av, and that has become a day of tears and mourning for Klal Yisrael throughout our history. The Parsha begins that Hashem says to Moshe, Shlach lecha anoshim. Send for yourself men who will go and they will spy the land. Rashi notes, what does it mean, send for yourself? Hashem should have said, send spies. Rashi states that Hashem wasn't commanding Moshe to send spies. As a matter of fact, Klal Yisrael approached Moshe, let us send in spies. We don't want to rely on miracles. Let's do the proper thing. We'll send in spies on a reconnaissance mission, and they will come back and they'll tell us the proper path to take so we can defeat our enemies. This found favor in Moshe's eyes. So Hashem said, if you wish to do it, you have my permission. But it seems as though Hashem was not encouraging this. And yet, the verse continues and says, send for yourself men, v'yosuru es eretz Canaan asher ninosi lebnei Yisrael, and they will spy on the land of Canaan that I am giving to the children of Israel. So it's very strange, the Orach Chaim points out, there's a vav here, send for yourself men. In other words, if you want to do this, you have my permission, and they will spy. What do you mean, and? And seems to suggest that you're joining another thought. It should have said, send for yourself spies to spy the land. Not send for yourself men and they will spy the land. Send for yourself men to spy the land. It should have said, lo suras haaretz. What is the meaning over here? At the very end of the Parsha, we have the Parsha of Tzitzis. The Parsha, the third paragraph that we say in the Shema every single day. And there we have a verse in which it says, V'lo ysusuru achrei levavchem v'achrei einechem asher atem zeim achareihem. Do not spy after, do not be led by spies, your eyes and your heart, that they are coming to distract you. Don't allow that to happen. But rather we must be faithful to Hashem. What does this exactly mean when it says, don't spy after your eyes and your heart? What does that mean? If you tell me don't follow your eyes and your heart, do what Hashem says, follow his mitzvahs, don't be distracted. This is very strange language here. Our sages explain. The Orach Chaim says that what Hashem was saying to Moshe, I'm not commanding you to send spies, but I'm giving you permission to do so on a condition. And that condition is send for yourself men. And the following condition must be met. They will go through the land that I am giving Klal Yisrael. Meaning that when they spy the land, they should have in mind, look at the magnificent kindness Hashem is performing for us. When you go into this land, see the gift that I'm giving you. Not just the quality of the land, but recognize and bring back a report in which you can testify to the hashgacha pratis, to the minute details of God's divine supervision. That's what Hashem is telling him. That's what it means, and not just send in people to spy, but send in people, and this is what they should see. This is what they should come back and report. And yet we know they came back, and what did they say? They said, in this land, we saw people of gigantic proportions. The Bnei Anok. The Anok was a man who was a gigantic, and his sons are here, similar gigantic proportions. We see in this land Amalek. Remember when we left Egypt? Even after the splitting of the sea, Amalek came and attacked us. We see Amalek is there in the south. We see the people of Canaan on the west. We see the Amorites. We see all of these great armies. We see their weapons. We see that this is a land which is unusual. We see cities that are fortified. They're not just inhabited by individuals who are great warriors. In addition to that, they are fortified. We see a land wherever we're going, we saw funerals. This is not an easy land to live in. People are constantly losing loved ones and burying them. We felt like we were insects in their presence. This was the report they came back with. We saw the descendants of the Nephilim. Who are the Nephilim? They say the fallen angels, angels that God sent during the time of the flood, when they complained and said, destroy mankind. And God said, if you would be living on earth, you would also be subject to the evil inclination. And these angels were sent on earth, and indeed they lived like human beings, and they fell victim to all of the sinful behaviors that the evil inclination could bring upon them. And we see their descendants. This is the report the spies brought back. And Hashem is saying, on the contrary, you brought a report that was limited to what you saw and what you felt in your heart. And that's not what I instructed you. My instructions were not to be influenced by what you see and what you feel, but what you think. And this is what you should have reported. You should have come back and you should have said, as the Ramban points out, indeed, there are people here of gigantic proportion. Indeed, Amalek is here, Canaan is here, Amorites are here, great armies are here, fortified cities are here. The descendants of Anok, the descendants of the Nephilim are here. And we saw funerals wherever we went. And you know what? Nothing happened to us. Despite the fact that we were going around, and you would think that the people, who are these strangers? And what are they doing here? Nothing happened to us. We were unscathed. Nobody even said anything. And on the contrary, we should have reported and said that the hand of God was guiding us and was with us. And therefore, despite all of the might and the armies and everything, it means nothing. Hashem, who performed all the plagues and miracles in Egypt, Hashem, who split the sea before us and drowned our enemies, Hashem, who envelops us with a clouds of glory, Hashem, who gives us man on a daily basis to eat, the well of Miriam, Hashem, who provides for all of our needs, and he protected us. There's your proof. This is indeed what Yehoshua and Kalev reported. They were of the members of the spies, and they were loyal to Hashem. But the others did not think appropriately. Why? They were stricken with fear based on what they saw and based on what they felt. They went after their feelings, and all they could do was resolve that we must return to Egypt. And this was the great fallacy. Hashem is telling us, you're going to go after what you see? What we see is not the Jewish way. What we see is what the nations of the world deal with. They deal with what you can measure scientifically, the dimensions, the measurements. That's what they deal with. That's not the Jewish way. The Jewish way is that we function not by what we see and what we feel, but by the word of Hashem. And if Hashem says, I'm going to bring you into this land and give it to you, Matters not if there are giants there, armies there, if fortified cities, it matters not. The people were burying, they had so many funerals because of God. God wanted them to be occupied with their losses and not notice the spies. Hashem wants us, when it comes to the land of Israel and in every aspect of our lives, that we should go and see Asher ani noisen livnei Yisrael, what I am giving the children of Israel. This is the meaning at the end of the Shema where it says, Lo yisasuru, don't be influenced by what your eyes see and your heart tells you and you feel, but rather know that Ani Hashem Elokeichem asher hitzesi eschem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'yos lechem le'elokim. I am the Lord your God who took you out of Egypt to be your God exclusively. And if I say that I'm going to give you the land of Israel, that's all we need to say. Many will say, look at Israel, surrounded, threats. We even have in America those who say America shouldn't get involved and whatever, and then if Iran develops a nuclear bomb, they'll develop it, whatever it is. It's Israel's issue, it's not ours. Many people get frightened. Many people, this is what they see, this is what they hear, and then their heart begins to feel fright like the spies. But for a Jew, we need to know one thing and one thing only. This is the land, Asher ani noisen livnei Yisrael, that I am giving to the children of Israel. With that in mind, we will overcome, as we have, and we continue to, we will overcome any and every obstacle. Hashem is with us, and our duty is not to be influenced by what we see or what we hear, but put kvittels in the koisel, say kapitlach chapters of Tehillim, daven that Hashem should enable us, that we should see his glory be revealed to all humanity speedily in our lifetime. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay Jewish. Have a wonderful Shabbos.